What's going on? What's going on, y'all? I have to go live. I haven't went live from my car in a very long time. But I want to chat with you guys for a little minute. And I want to remind people that management is not our friend. Nobody in management is our friend. Now, I don't want you to get that confused with people in management, individuals in management being cool and getting along with. And when I say management, I mean upper management. I'm talking like executive management, VPs, high-ranking managers, and things of that nature. They are not our friend. We shouldn't even confuse them or call them friends or even associate them as friends. Now, with me, I am cool with certain managers and have relationships with them, but they are not friendly relationships. They are not relationships where I'm checking in, asking them how they're doing, going to check them or anything like that. My relationship with executive management, upper management is strictly for the members. That's it. And I tell them all the time, I don't think that you're cool. You may be a nice individual, but when it comes to this business, you're not my friend. You're a tyrant. You are a tyrant. None of these people are our friends. And I'm gonna explain something to you guys. Today I had court against the MTA in which I won again. I beat them again in court. And I'm fighting for stuff that they could correct on their own, right? So when we say that management is our friend, or this person is cool, or that person is cool, no, they are not our friends. We are fighting for basic rights here in the MTA, right? We're fighting for basic rights. You have women where there's no light duty work for them when they're pregnant. I don't call people who control that our friend. A lot of us in service delivery, we work without lunch breaks, right? They don't care if you're on medicine. They don't care if you're diabetic. They don't care if you're pregnant. They just don't care, right? Those people are not our friends. What they do to us at the MAC, those people are not our friends. With discipline, they are not our friends, right? Because you have people in executive management who have the ability at the snap of a finger to make changes, to make our lives better, right? And they refuse to do it. And once again, they may be cool individuals, but they abide by the culture, right? The culture is what's killing transit workers. They do not care about our safety. Look what happens when we complain about our safety. They pass the ball to state legislator and said we need tougher laws instead of management being proactive and making changes to our workplaces. They pass the buck. These people, that's something that your friends don't do, right? So you think about friends in your regular life, right? They buy you gifts. They look out for you. They have your best interest. Someone tell me, where does management have transit workers' best interest? Where does management have transit workers' best interest? We have to fight for everything. For everything. They look at the game they play with us with workers' comp. They will controvert our case for no good reason at all, just to force us back to work injured. That is not a friend. That is a slave master. That is not a friend, right? When you make a mistake at work, management don't say, well, you made a mistake, we're going to take it easy on you. No, they are looking to take blood from you. That is not symbolic of a friendship or being friendly, right? When you look at all these other jobs, right? And let's talk about NYPD for a second. A cop can kill someone, right? The company, NYPD itself, the organization, come to that officer's side, right, wrong, or indifferent. The union of that officer comes to their side. The government, the mayor, city council, and all these other people come to the side of a police officer when they make a mistake, right? But here in New York City Transit, you make a mistake, labor relations is looking to throw you up under the bus. The reason, the whole culture with labor relations is bad, right? It's bad. We will not move forward as transit workers, as a labor union, being friendly, specifically speaking, with labor relations. It just won't happen. Labor relations, they are basically the entity that control every aspect of our job. A lot of people may not know that. Labor relations basically control every aspect of our job, right? They control light duty work. They control lunch breaks. They control discipline. They control how the contract is implemented, the negotiations, and all types of stuff. Labor relations is a big problem for transit workers, right? No one in labor relations is a friend to transit workers, right? They are not friends. Their whole ideology when dealing with the union is, if they don't fight for it, we're not going to give it to them. And even if they do fight for it, we're not going to give it to them. We're going to make them hard, because we don't want morale to increase for transit workers in New York City Transit. We don't want pregnant women to have it easy in New York City Transit. We don't want workers to have lunch breaks. We don't want workers to make them feel good about themselves. We don't care about transit workers' dignity. We don't care to respect transit workers. This is all labor relations, and no one in labor relations is a friend to transit workers. I need you guys to really absorb that. Nobody, in fact, the people who's controlling our destiny and labor relations, they never was transit workers. Lenny Axelrod just retired, 25 years, never was a transit worker. Valerie DeBoss, she came from PBA, police over there. She never was a transit worker, yet she has a lot to do to control transit workers, whether they discipline, whatever the case may be. Kim Moore Ward, Vice President of Labor Relations, never was a transit worker a day in her life, but she controls the day-to-day lives of transit workers. These people are not our friend. They are not friendly to us. They may be cool individuals, right? I spoke to Valerie DeBoss at least a couple of times in person, right? Very nice woman. But when it comes to the culture here, she is a tyrant, right? Because she abides by the culture. With her being nice to me or whatever as an individual, that's cool. I respect that. But when it comes to the business of transit workers, she's a tyrant, because she upholds that culture that transit workers should not have anything. And if I'm wrong, right, and she thinks otherwise, I tell you this: she's not outspoken about what transit workers should have. The same with Kim Moore Ward. Kim Moore Ward is not a friend to transit workers, right? She wanted to put body cameras on transit workers. She knows exactly what's going on with the MAC, and she supports that, because as a vice president, she has discretion over how these systems are ran, right? That includes labor relations, that includes human resources, that includes light duty work for pregnant women. There are things that they can do to make life better for us, and they are not doing it, right? Never in the history of man have an oppressed group got anything from their tyrants from being friendly. You get things from tyrants from fighting them tooth to nail with everything. Fighting them tooth to nail with every single thing. They are not our friends. And we have not, as a workforce, taught upper management a lesson. We have yet as a workforce to teach upper management a lesson. And we must come to the point, right? It should have happened already. We should teach upper management a lesson that we control the things here. We run this city. We make this operation work. If we were to follow the rules here, this operation would not work how they want it to work. We break rules all the time to make things work. All the time. And that's why I termed the phrase, I coined the phrase unsafe favors. We do unsafe favors for a company who don't care if we live or die. After Garrett Goebel died in that fire, right? Management didn't change anything about how they did business regarding transit workers. They did not change not one thing. Not one thing. At all. They kept things status quo, if you want to call it that, right? They kept things status quo. How after a worker died, that nothing changed? When those two cops got shot across the street from Tompkins Projects, when that guy came behind them and shot through their window and killed them, immediately, what did NYPD do? They put some shield, some bulletproof glass on the blind side in the peripheral view of the police officers to prevent that from happening again. What did the transit authority do after we lost a co-worker who died, right? We lost a co-worker who died in the tunnel, Louis Gray. What did the transit authority change for better safety to ensure our safety in the tunnels during flagging and during operations protecting the contractors on the track? Who's protecting transit workers on the track, right? Nothing changed. Absolutely nothing changed. And you're not going to get anything. Trust me when I tell you guys this. You're not going to get anything being friendly to management. Nothing at all. Yeah, you know what? They go throw us a bone. This was gonna happen. I'm gonna tell you guys what's gonna happen. They're gonna give us little things, right? They're gonna give us little things that we should have had already. And then we're gonna call those victories. No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. Right? That's just like going to a third world country and the government deciding to give the people who starving water. No, it's a human right for people to have water. That's not a victory. That's not a victory. And we doing so bad as transit workers that the little things that we may get, we're going to consider those victories. And like they say, power concedes nothing without a demand. It never have and it never will. That's one of the truest statements ever. Right? Right? Every action deserves a reaction. We must go into management offices onto their territory, not being friendly. Not being friendly. I got to this position with Progressive Action, not being friendly to management. Yes, there's certain individuals that I like. There are. There's certain individuals that I like. But as a person, right? But when it comes to this business, when it comes to the business, they are not our friend. Like, I like Andy Byford as a person. I like Andy Byford as a person. But a lot of people don't know of, well, some people know of the battles when Byford was here that we had. Me and him had personally. Right? regarding transit workers. And I let it be known that there's issues and you're not a friend to the culture here. And I personally don't think he really understood it because he wasn't from here. And you know, he made it clear to me that, you know, a lot of the things he didn't agree with and he was working to change it. But there was people that was working against him for that change, right? There's people working against him for that change. And it's not going to happen. Like, a lot of people is cool individually, but when it comes to the culture here of New York City Transit, they are not our friends. They are not our friends. That's why I will go to no extent. I will go to no extent to embarrass them the same way they do us. To do whatever I need to do to put transit issues first. To put transit issues first, right? I done went to some extreme extents of getting, they had me under investigation and I never released this. I never released none of the stuff that I got. They had me under investigation. I had them under investigation. I had people watching them during COVID while they had transit workers working. They was doing gardening in their backyard. I got the pictures. Never released it though, and I am going to release it. These people are not our friends. What about the hazard pay? What about the hazard pay? There's no word on hazard pay for transit workers anymore. At all, right? But they are not. These people are not our friends. These people are not our friends. They are not our friends. In fact, they need to go. You know what I'm saying? We need transit. I would rather if anyone tell us no, I'd rather transit workers tell us no. And I mean not workers, but I'd rather management that came from the same cloth or cut from the same cloth that we cut from to tell us no. We got people who never was transit workers telling us no. They never was transit workers telling us no. And yo, stations, to the people in stations watching, they're about to change our jobs. I got the paperwork. I have the paperwork. They're about to change y'all jobs in stations, right? They got a whole plan for you guys this year. And I'm going to put the paperwork out. I'm going to put it out. But they about to change our jobs. These people are not your friend. They're not your friend, right? They are tyrants. They are tyrants to transit workers. Think about whenever a bulletin comes out. When a bulletin come out, do you see it being favorable to transit workers? Do you, or does it cause more hardship to transit workers? Which one is it? When they put out a bulletin, is it in favor of transit workers? Right? It's not in favor of transit workers. This whole thing is, yo, this whole operation is bizarre. And I don't understand why we allow it. I don't understand why we allow it. Like, it's bizarre, the things that we go through as being the biggest transportation system in North America. This whole thing is bizarre. And it upsets me. Like, even for me, like, they want me to get better and come to work, but they wasn't paying me. So I got to think about paying bills. I got to think about doing certain stuff, moving stuff around. But they don't care about if you got a son or you got a child or you got a mortgage, you got a car note, you got rent, you got to pay for your expenses or whatever. They don't care about that. Friends don't do that. Friends do not do that. And now they want to, yo, this company is bizarre, man. Like, every single part of it is bizarre. It's bizarre. But I'll tell you this. I'm gonna keep telling it to you guys. We're not going to get anything being friendly to management. They are not our friends. Culturally, they are not our friends. They are not our friends at all. At all, man. At all. Specifically speaking, labor relations, they are not our friends. Labor relations is looking to hurt you. They are not looking to help you. They are looking to hurt you, take your job, suspend you, take money from you. They are not our friends. Upper management, listen, a lot of the issues that we have here, management could fix it in one day. Literally. Literally. They could fix our issues in one day. But they choose not to. They choose not to. Like, like, one thing I try to separate, because I recognize the influence that I have in New York City Transit, and certain managers will gravitate towards me, or they won't treat me how they would treat other people. And I constantly remind them, treat me as if we didn't have that relationship. Do not treat me as you know, I want to respect him before he go on his platform, or he decide to do this, or he decide to do that. I don't want you to treat me. I don't want to be in no favorable position. And I make it clear to them that they not my friends. I may like you as an individual, but you're not my friend. You're not my friend. They don't, upper management do not mess with us. Don't get it confused or twisted. They look at us as being beneath them. They look at us as being subservient to them. They look at us like, you got Kim Ward. She has a Juris Doctorate. You think she looking at a conductor, a bus operator, a cleaner as being on her level? Hell no. She's one of those uppity blacks. Oh, and I forgot. And I forgot that I got an email that was leaked to me where she said that she can't speak to me because I'm not a union rep. She's actually a part of the problem here, right? She said that I think like 2 years ago. I almost forgot about that. But she's one of those uppity blacks. She feel like you have to be on a certain level, no matter how egregious anything is or something is, right? No matter how egregious it is, she cannot speak to me with all the influence that I have. She cannot speak to me because I am not a union rep. So if she can't speak to me with all the influence that I have, she can't speak to you either. She's better than you. She's better than you. You can't have a conversation with her regarding nothing New York City Transit because you're not on her level, right? What kind of company operates like that? Like, I can't speak to you because you're not elected. Are you serious? Are you serious? Like, these are the tyrants that we're dealing with, right? These are the tyrants that we are dealing with. These people are not our friends. These people is not our friends, man. Nope, not at all. Right? They feel if you're not on their level, you can't have a conversation with them. How crazy is that? I gotta find that email. I forgot who sent it to me, but I know I got it. But let's think about that. You have, and then this stuff trickles down to management in the field too, because you got a lot of these general superintendents, you got a lot of these line superintendents, and even some deputy superintendents that think that they are bigger than the program. See, and that's the problem with transit workers. We have yet, and I'm talking about as a union, we have yet as a union to teach upper management that they are not bigger than the program. We have not taught them that lesson, that they are not bigger than the program. Right? We go in there, oh, you know, this person had a, you know, all of these people is tyrants, man. Every single last one of them. Every single last one of them. They are tyrants. Yes, they may be. You probably could go out there and have a drink with them, go out dancing with them, go party with them. But when it comes to this business, when it comes to this MTA business, they are tyrants. They would stab you in the back. I've seen it. I've been in this game for a long time now. I've put in a lot of work. I've put in more work than anyone from their tools ever. Right? I put in more work than a lot of these union reps. Every single last one of them. Right? I didn't get this way or become popular because of being friendly to management. I fight them on every single level. Every single level. And I always say this, could you imagine 10 of me on this property? It would be a problem. It would be a problem for them. I'm telling you guys, listen, it's about to get real rough in a second. It's about to get real rough in a second. I'm about to get back on my progressive action business, hard body, like I told him, I've been building outside of transit. Damn, traffic is crazy right now. I've been building outside of transit on a higher level, on an unbelievable level. My network is insane right now. It's insane. When I come for the transit authority this time around, they not going to know what hit them. They're not going to understand what hit them. And anybody getting in the way of that is going to have an issue. It's going to have an issue. I'm telling you, I've been spending a lot of time doing research. I'm pulling up to people's homes. Pulling up to people's homes with freedom fighters, making a whole bunch of noise. It's time. It's about time that we start letting their neighbors know who they are at work. Their neighbors will probably know. They probably share the same sentiment. But they embarrass us at our home. They visit us at our home. Why we can't visit theirs? Why we can't visit theirs? You know what I mean? Like, we about to take this to a whole nother level, a level they never seen before. I promise you that. Promise you that. We are not going to get anywhere being friendly to management. No hazard pay, no guaranteed lunch. Listen, they are only paying us. We're not getting night differential. We're not getting overtime on our night differential. By law, we're supposed to get overtime on our night differential, and we're not getting it. We're not getting it. That's friendly? We consider that friendly? Labor relations could fix that right now. Labor relations could fix that right now. Oh, I got some stars. Shout out to the 850 stars. Yo, another thing. I'm disappointed, man. Y'all haven't been donating to the platform to keep the platform up and moving. Told y'all I wasn't transit authority playing with my money. And y'all don't care. Y'all don't support. Y'all don't. What's going on with my coworkers, man? Where's the love at? Where's the support at? Shout out to the 850 stars. I missed who gave them. But shout out to you guys for caring about the platform. But I definitely need you guys to start donating to the Cash App $ Progressive Action 100. You know, we upgrading everything. Got some new stuff coming. It's about to be real exciting over here. And if you want to join the movement, hit me up. We're about to expand. Oh, another thing before I get off. We're about to start bringing back the Progressive Action brunches. We're bringing back the Progressive Action brunches. It's gonna be at Sugar Hill, our home. Sugar Hill is our home of Progressive Action. We working on a special brunch menu. It's going to be on Saturdays. I think I'm going to have it once a month. Everybody is invited. This is going to be more of a networking event. Us coming together, eating together. We supposed to be a family, right? Eating together. We gonna discuss some transit business. We just gonna build that family atmosphere. We're gonna start doing things together. If you got a business, Bring your stuff through if you want to sell some merchandise. With these meetings, I want to start with financials. So I'm gonna have people coming through talking about financial stuff and giving us financial advice, financial tips, show us how to be better with our money, and things like that. So I think that I'm going to do it either the end of March or the very beginning of April. We're going to launch the brunches back up. I got a flyer, I got everything. I just have to work on the date, and I'm working on the brunch menu. But we're gonna have a special Progressive Action brunch menu. Shout out to KK. She just gave 200 stars. Y'all make sure y'all go to KK page. She's a transit worker. Her and another female transit worker saved another transit worker life. I think he caught a seizure in his car. He was unresponsive. They reacted real quick and saved that bus operator. I don't know if he was the bus operator or another maintainer, but they saved his life with their actions. So they was MTA, I think, Heroes of the Week. I think I seen that today or yesterday. They was MTA Heroes of the Week. So shout out to them. Definitely salute to you guys. I could talk about workers' comp. Matter of fact, I'm supposed to be doing a workers' comp show. And you want to know what? I may just do it with the lawyer. I may just do it with the workers' comp lawyer. I think it will be better if you hear from a workers' comp lawyer regarding workers' comp and what the MTA doing is illegal and how we should fight it and how the union should fight it. Maybe I would do that. Or maybe I would have a rep on that's familiar with workers' comp. But yeah, I think I'm gonna do a workers' comp show soon. That's a good idea. It's a great idea. Yeah, they right. So look, Carmel, look, you saying that the MTA is getting away with murder with workers' comp. How can we consider these people our friends? Management is not our friend, right? Management is not our friend. Who forces an injured worker back to work through economics? Like this is one of the like this game, like I don't understand how people don't see that. They controvert the cases for no good reason at all. They stop paying you, all in the name of forcing you back to work, because the MTA is 100% self-insured. So they are paying you out of their own pocket regarding comp, right? So what they do, we don't want to pay this, so we're going to not pay them, controvert the case, not pay them, and force them back to work, right? And the wicked part is that they play this game and they lose most of their cases. The Transit Authority lose about 90% of their workers' comp cases, right? They lose, and I believe that's the number for the appeals, right? So they lose 90% of their workers' comp cases, right? And they do this to us for no good reason at all. The only reason they do it is to cause hardship to the employee. That's why in my stance, the Progressive Action stance, my stance is that none of these people are our friends. We have two departments in the MTA that is definitely tyrants. You have the Workers' Comp Department and you have the Labor Relations Department. Nobody in those departments are our friends. Not one person. Not one person in labor relations or workers' comp are our friends. I would go to no end to make life miserable for them. To no end. That department needs to change. That department needs a hard-nosed approach. And we need to show that department who has the power. There's absolutely no negotiating with tyrants in that department. Absolutely none. Those two departments look to hurt you. Labor relations and workers' comp. They look to hurt you. And all the managers who recommend all this egregious discipline to labor relations, they are not your friends. They are looking to hurt you. Every single last one of them. Every single last one of them. I will go to no end to embarrass those two departments until they change. Until they change. They have to do a complete 360. I refuse to be friendly with anyone in those departments. They have done nothing for transit workers, nothing at all, but hurt us. But hurt us. And if we continue or even attempt to be friendly with them, that pain is going to continue to happen on transit workers. That pain is not going to go away. You do not get nothing from tyrants being friendly with them. Never in the history of man. Never in the history of man that you got anything being friendly with a tyrant or tyrannical behavior. Never. Never. The culture in New York City Transit has to change. It has to change. It should have changed yesterday. It has to change. And you have to send a clear message to a tyrant. You can't be in the middle. You can't burn the candle from both ends. When it comes to a tyrant, you must send a clear message. There's no other way. There's absolutely no other way. MTA management have been tyrannical for a very long time, for decades. Management here has been tyrannical for decades. They care about service over safety. I started that. I want to remind you guys. I started that. Service over safety. You will get nothing in life being friendly with tyrants. I want you guys to remember that, okay? Get nothing in life being friendly with tyrants. You only get what they allow you to have. I want you to know that. You only get what they allow you to have. When it comes to tyrants, you only get what they allow you to have. Listen clearly. Listen clearly. But it's going to be on and popping real soon. I got a crazy plan. And none of my plans fell. This one is going to rock the boat. This one is going to rock the boat. The women on New York City Transit property deserve respect, and we going full throttle with that. We going full throttle with that. Going full throttle with that. Labor relations, they got to get it together. And we're going to embarrass them in the media. We're going to embarrass them in the media. I want them to explain why women 8-9 months pregnant is still driving a bus, climbing up on trains, operating trains, standing up, giving platform work, having to stand up for 8 hours. I want them to explain that to the public. I want to do something so egregious that I want them to explain why they behave that way. Like the MTA only react once they've become embarrassed. We're going to embarrass them. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. So I hope they prepare for it, because it's coming. I'm tired of these people. I'm literally tired. Like, after I got off that court hearing today, like, I'm over here listening to them and saying to myself that these people are no good. These people are no good. They are tyrannical. They are tyrants. They are dictators. They do not respect this membership. And we gotta stop falling for that Hallmark card talk that they give us. Oh, we care about our workers. We care about our workers. Our workers is numbers. Let's stop with that Hallmark card talk. Let's stop with the Hallmark card talk. It's BS. It's BS. We don't believe a word that they saying out of their mouth. Why? Because actions speak louder than words. You know what I mean? Like it's we work for a company as prominent as the MTA, and we get treated the way we get treated because we accept the things that they do to us. We have yet to strike back on the level that we are capable of striking back on. We have yet to do it. But that time is coming. It's get down and lay down season. It's get down and lay down season, believe that. I'm tired of these people, man. I'm tired of these people. Like this, I've never been so angry a day in my life. Like just hearing them talk and lie. Like it's insane. It's insane. And like you got other departments like the EEO. They are not for you. The EEO department is not for you. The EEO department is there to protect the transit authority from lawsuits. They are not there to protect your rights. Now, I did win something. They did give me something. But you want to know why they gave me something? Because another coworker basically was being racist towards me. Courtesy of Local 100. He was working for Local 100 and he was being racist. White guy was being racist towards me. And of course they wanted to hurt him because he wasn't management. But when it comes to the average employee defending themselves against management, oh no, they there to protect management. They are not there because you were being discriminated against. They are not there for that. They do not care for that. But we got to get back to, I don't even say we got to get back to, because I don't even think it ever existed. But we have to get to the point that we had enough, and we got to start to fight back and let management know who got the power. We got the power. We ain't making no deals with tyrants. Tremel Thompson is not making no deals with tyrants. I don't want to be friendly with tyrants. They are not our friends. They are literally our enemies. They are literally our enemies because their decisions and inactions are killing us. Right? Their decisions and inactions are killing us. They are not our friends. They are our enemies. The people who upholding the culture here are our enemies. We're not going to call it any other kind of way. And we can't be friendly to enemies. We can't be friendly to tyrants. That's that. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.